Hello and welcome back to Altcoin Buzz. It's Jimbo. In today's video, big news: India lifts ban on cryptocurrency trading. WRX seemingly pumps 51% so far today on that news release. We're going to dive into that chart and see if a local top has been formed or if there may be some more gains to come. And of course, we're going to refresh our Bitcoin technical analysis to try and identify those areas of critical resistance and support going into the end of the week. If you haven't done already, make sure to subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. That way you get the content as soon as we release it. Please put a like on the video. And if you want a chance to win a crypto tag Zeus in our weekly giveaway, make sure to leave a comment at the end of this video. Let's get started here on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. And as you can see, we have our red line resistance line that we identified on Monday. We were looking at this area and saying that any break of this line would look to see us move up to the 9,150 area before potentially completing a move up to 9,500. Well, look, the resistance acted as resistance. We couldn't break through. We've broken back down. And since we've fallen down, we've spent a couple of days forming this tightening range, which you can see identified here with these two white lines. Now, I think this is going to be critical across the time frames of the next real move for Bitcoin, and you'll see why as we zoom out through the time frames. We'll start on the 1 hour and then move our way out. But yeah, so you've got the red line here and the green line here, right? That's our significant resistance and support for me right now on the 1 hour chart. My opinion still stands about this line here at 8,970. I was surprised at just how accurately we saw this form as resistance. It's, you know, absolutely to the spot here. But my opinion still stands. Break through this line and push on to 9,150 zone at this high volume node here, 9,140, break through that, and I want to see us moving up towards this really high volume area, 9,500 and above. Whether or not we would get above 9,500, that's yet to be seen. It will be dependent on volume and stuff like that, but that's only if we break this resistance. If we were to break out of this tightening range to the downside, I'll be looking for this green line, which is sort of, you know, it's sloping downwards, but it's somewhere in the 8,350 area. So let's just keep an eye on this tightening range here first, and then we've got these two lines as our next sort of areas of real focus. So let's have a look and overlay our MACD. See, we've got our MACD getting really tight across the zero at the moment. We're creeping back up. It'd be nice to see this blue cross the orange, and we'll go back for a positive cross above the top, and hopefully some green volume come in to back it. But nothing immediately screaming there that we're going. On the 1 hour, we're currently below the 50 exponential moving average. I actually think that we will cross this and test this resistance line, this downward sloping resistance line, even if we're not to break through it. So I would expect to see it cross back above this 50 exponential moving average either way. But let's keep an eye on that. As you can see, we're currently testing it almost by the minute, that 50 exponential moving average on the 1 hour. So taking a look at the 4 hour chart, you can begin to see why I think this tightening range is so significant at the moment. We can see that as we're traveling in this range, our MACD is being on the 4 hour getting closer and closer to crossing over and crossing down, which would be indicative of a sell-off. Now remember that we can bounce before we see these drops, and that often see. So you can see here we've had a reduction in volume and a bounce and an increase, and you'll have seen that on the MACD lots of times. It doesn't always have to cross down, and that's why I think that this range is so important, because a break up out of this range is going to see our MACD on the 4 hour start to bounce and start to look quite bullish, going up towards and possibly even crossing that zero line. That would be really good to see. And I'm sure that would coincide with another test of this resistance line we've got drawn on. And you can see that if we were to break down and the MACD were to cross into a more bearish state, we're going to be going on down to test our support line that we've got highlighted here in green. So yeah, just begin to establish just how important this tightening range is for our next couple of days price action. We'd really like to see this this MACD go green. Hopefully we're going to see that coming in and do that. But we don't sort of just guess. We just wait and see what happens and identify those areas. Once we go on to the one day chart, I'm going to show you another thing that I think just shows you again just how important this is right now for price action, this range, because right now we are battling the 200 daily moving average. You can see it's this red line here, this curvy red line, and that's an important line. I'm sure you have heard on other YouTubers highlight the 200 moving average, and you can see we're battling just above it using a support right now. But this tightening range is going to determine whether we go below or above, and that could certainly that could lead to the beginning of the next price move for the next few days and weeks. Ideally, we're going to see a push up out of this range and go on to push through the 9,000, just below 9,000 resistance, and all the way up to 9,500. So next, we have obviously the big news of the day: India lifting its ban on cryptocurrency trading. The central the central banks have been saying, the reserve banks have had the ban on cryptocurrency since April 2018. The Supreme Court have finally come over and overturned the decision to ban, and I think that's a really bullish bit of news for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in general. You're talking about one of the largest Asian economies, huge population of people, all now being able to access cryptocurrency. And I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of a bullish response across the markets on this today. But of course, if you've been looking at the altcoins, you will have noticed that WRX most certainly has had a bullish bounce on this news today. Now, it was pushing up before the news was released. You wonder if perhaps someone knew. You wonder. That's just speculative. It's you just don't know. But we have seen this really nice 50% run up. This is the 30-minute chart we're looking at here. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this to your attention is because right now it's not showing a great deal of sign of slowing down. We've watched this support line to see if this breaks, because for me, this is a really important line now for WRX. If we see this this previous resistance now support line holding, then I think we're really likely to see a continuation of this move, and it could even end up playing out as a bull flag. But I would be very surprised to see this add another 50% on tomorrow. But this is crypto; anything can happen. So, but as you can see we've got the convergence of support and resistance. If these lines hold, and let's come back to them in the next video. Let's put these in, see what happens. This is what I'll be watching for WRX. If volume starts to come back in and these lines hold, then we could see some really nice further action here for WRX. And if we did see a bull flag play out and it put on another 40 to 50%, well, it's going to be absolutely ripping. But I wouldn't count on that just yet. We have to wait and see how the charts play out. Obviously, we've got our volume. You can see clearly, since that beginning of that pump, we've got our volume reducing, and that's no surprise, is it? Because it's such a big pump. So, we could even see this consolidation on the 30-minute chart for a little bit longer until we go and test this volume resistance line that we've put in there. Finally, before I go today, we've covered WRX. I just want to show you this tweet from ICO Analytics. This is something that was put out earlier on today, obviously after the news was released about the cryptocurrency ban lift in India. ICO Analytics has put out this 9 crypto projects from India you should know about, and I thought it would be worth just showing you guys this, this picture and this tweet, because you may not have heard of some of these projects. They may be new to you. Obviously, most of us have heard of Matic, and we're hearing about WRX quite a lot at the moment. It's fairly new on the market, but as it says there, it's an Indian cryptocurrency exchange native token. If you're thinking about looking to enter things right now on the back of the India release news and the fact that this is a Indian crypto exchange, you're probably quite excited by that, and that could very well be a good position. Not financial advice, but it could be. But what I do just want to highlight one thing in regards to WRX. This is not an immediate red flag, and I'm not saying that this is a reason to bail out on it completely. I just want to show you this, guys, so that you always weigh things up and you don't just assume, oh, because it's a it's an exchange, it's Indian, it has to be the perfect investment. It's pumped 50%, whatever, right? It could be a very good investment, but I also just want to show you here on CoinMarketCap. Look at this circulating supply against total supply. This is a tenth, just over 10% of the total supply in circulation. So these things require, just that little bit extra research, a little bit of digging. Why is there such a huge level of the tokens locked? Are they likely to come unlocked? These things are worth checking when reviewing your cryptocurrencies. But very good day for WRX. CoinMarketCap showing it 58% up. Only a 12 million market cap. So, if you really do believe that this is India's future main exchange, then 12 million market cap is a fraction of what it could become in the future. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. As I said, remember, if you want to have a chance of winning that crypto tag Zeus, make sure to put a comment down below. Please like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.